All right. So me and my dog are taking a little bit of a load to where my wife and I are moving. I need to start getting in the habit of doing some video blogging things, and that's what I'm doing. I guess I'll give you a little bit of information. For the last 3.5, 4 years, I've been working for the movie theater chain Regal. I moved up from floor staff to management very quickly. I've always loved movies. I love movies, I love filmmaking, I love watching movies. My favorite part is the behind the scenes stuff. I love reading scripts, I love writing movies. I mean, I'm just a big movie buff. So working at a movie theater, I started working there 4 years ago. I think maybe close to 5 years ago. No, it was 4 years ago. Anyways, and the draw to that job was just natural. I moved up to part-time management of the theater. I went from part-time to full-time and within the year. And I've stayed with Regal ever since. I transferred down to Florida for a little bit, and I'm sure you'll get a little bit of that story at some point, but I'll save that for later. So I stuck with Regal for now going on 4 years. It just gets in your blood. I love every aspect of the theater business. So I'm backing out of it. I worked up quick. I could be a first assistant, which is like the assistant manager to the GM. I can move up to GM. I just don't have any interest in growing with a company, especially in today's corporate society. It's just not thrilling. It's not encouraging. Careful. So I'm stepping back, and my wife is trusting me that this is a good decision for her too. She's at a job that pays her very well, much better than mine. For us right now, my feeling of our priorities, the way that I see what's important in life and what I want to pass on to whatever kids we have, I have decided and I'm encouraging my wife, and she's coming with me on this journey, to step away from the hustle bustle of an hourly, you go to work, you get paid so that you can pay your bills, so that you can live, so that you can go to work, get paid so that you can pay your bills, so that you can live, etc., and ongoing cycle of things. And so we are moving at the end of this month being February of 2016, and we're moving into her family's house in North Carolina. They own a house there, and we're moving into their basement apartment. They live in Florida, and we will be tending to their property there. And the town that they're in is extremely quiet, much quieter than where I'm at now, where I'm living right now. We're living in Asheville, North Carolina, which has grown up just a lot. It's grown up quite a bit. Tourism has brought people in here. The Hunger Games was filmed just right down the road, so it's kind of put a target on this area as just a nice place to live, and it is. It's very nice. If you ever visit North Carolina and you visit Western North Carolina and you go into Asheville, they have some of the best beers are brewed here. Some of the best food is here. It's just a destination place, and it's a great place to live. So I have no problems with Asheville. It's just getting bigger. What you doing, little girl? It's just getting bigger, and the way that I see our family growing is actually simpler and slower and quieter, and accumulating certain skills that would help us to live richer, fuller lives, rather than accumulating stuff, bigger houses because we're working more, and so on. I mean, it's just a simpler life that I'm envisioning for us, and that we're stepping into. Up to this point, my wife and I really kind of just settled into a groove of working and playing when we're off, and disciplines have fallen to the wayside, like health. Maintaining a healthy body has just become a low priority. Not purposefully, well, maybe in some instances purposefully, but in most cases it's just been from neglect. And that's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate part of this lifestyle, which is it's not conducive to the kind of way I've envisioned our marriage becoming. I've been married for almost 6 years now. In 3 months we'll be married 6 years. I just feel like it's been 6 years of work without any progress made, and the progress that has been made was at an expense that I was just not anticipating or willing to spend, which, like, my health. I've gained in this last 6 years, I've gained 100 pounds. Most of that weight was gained within 1 year, and that was probably year 2 of our marriage. And then the rest was just gained through neglect and poor decision making. That's one thing. Other things have just kind of fallen to the wayside, relationally and emotionally, spiritually, mentally, just things that life as it goes on tends to have a process of removal. Friends are no longer friends at a certain point. You know, people fall out of touch. Skills, talents are lost. You know, atrophy is just a natural part of life whenever things are not in use. And what really is the issue is me and my wife identifying what it is that's important to atrophy and what it is that's important not to atrophy and actually make stronger. So my next 4, 5, 6 years are going to be dedicated to removing things out of my life, certain conveniences that are actually promoting lethargy, and increasing in certain skills that promote purposefulness and productivity. I don't know if any of that makes sense. This is all going to be rambling, and I'm probably going to have to cut the most of this stuff out. Some of these topics are going to be, so I'm going to be doing like videos like this where I'm talking to a GoPro or talking to a what's it called, a camera. What is that? A vlog? It's going to be vlog based. It's going to be but what I'd like to see happen is where I'm becoming more tutorial based and showing things that I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how all this progresses after a time. Most of my video blogs will be, when I'm vlogging, are going to be discussing things that I've identified in my life that I would like to get out. So a lot of this is going to be kind of therapeutic for me. You don't have to watch those. I mean, really, you don't have to watch any of these. You can do whatever you want. You have free will. You're able to make whatever decision you want. But this is going to be a very therapeutic time for me, and I want to document that because I feel like in today's culture, a lot of people are getting they're hitting a limit. They're realizing, man, what I'm thinking is important. What has been told to me that's important is just not important. And now I need to find out what's important before it's too late. Some people are already feeling that what they're experiencing, they're already too old to move past it. And now they're like, well, I'm already stuck in this particular way of life, and I can't make it out of it to enjoy my life, or what's left of it. And that's the part I don't want to get to. I don't want to get to that threshold where I realize, well, now I can't go back and reclaim the peace and quiet that I've wanted for my whole life. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get to that point. I'm not doing life the way that I've been told it has to be done. I'm gonna have to just try and make up my own rules, you know, in a way. At the end of my life, that's gonna be, I mean, think about it. The end of my life, the legacy I leave is gonna be basically my friends and family and how I treated them. And then secondarily, they're gonna look at what I've accomplished. And when I think of that, I would like them to see that I accomplished learning as much as I could about how to live a good, peaceful life. That would be just an astounding legacy to leave. Because once I die, I mean, whatever I accomplish is going to go to somebody else. Except the stories of myself, the stories that my kids pass on to my grandkids, and my grandkids pass on to their grandkids, and the story of Brian and how he lived his life is going to be an example that people will be able to follow or shun. And I would rather have an example that is helpful to people. So this whole video blogging and documenting and journaling and the blog, haventoil.com, everything is centered around that. So if you want to watch me do it, if you want to be inspired to learn yourself, I'm going to be learning certain skills that are just not prevalent in today's society, and I think that they should be. Not that they should be because I think a certain lifestyle should be promoted. I just think that people need to reprioritize their life, and in that, a certain lifestyle comes out on top. So thanks for watching this first video. If you're interested in this process, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit my blog. The blog is haventoil.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram are probably going to be two of the more active things. I'm debating on whether or not to remove my Facebook page because Facebook is just a waste of time. I really freaking hate Facebook. But it's possible that I'll have a public page for Haventoil just for, you know, commenting and stuff, and people can comment and follow along, I guess. I don't know. I have a Pinterest account. It's pinterest.com/Haventoil. All of my usernames are Haventoil. I figure that's going to be easy for people to follow along. And if you have any questions, or if you want to learn something alongside it with me and present that idea to me, and if I find it interesting, I will pursue it as well, and we will learn together. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching.